So I'm back, and this is number 2. How did the psychology of Kevin Samuels convince black men to dispose of black women? This is number 2. And so here is our list. This is the effects of devaluing and disposing black to go. Women in America is 30 years old. And to dispose like myself. I'm stepping back for a while. I gotta see who's the nutcases before I step back in, or at least try. So let's get into it. The psychology of how Kevin convinced black men to dispose black women. This is a little bit. Let's get into it. The average black woman in America is about 30 years old. The average black woman in America is 30 years old. 50% of black women have kids in their 20s, early 20s, 18 to 20. 50% of black women have kids in their 20s. Do you hear that? So that means, and that's before their brain is fully developed, because your cognitive thinking isn't even fully developed until you're 25. So let me say that one more time. I'm doing the Dr. Umar now. 50% of black women have kids from 18 to 20, in their early 20s. So that means this has been the statistics for years. This might change. It's looking like it might change. So that means we're talking about right now, though. We're not talking about the future. We're talking about what's happening right now. It will affect the future, though. So that means about 85 to 90% of black women have kids by the age of 35. Let me say that one more time. So that means 85 to 90% of black women have kids by the age of 35. Which means, and we know, it has been very rare for a black woman to not have any kids. That's just been a part of our culture. If you don't have kids, people think something wrong with you, which it's not. I'm standing up for girls waiting until their mid-30s to have kids, honestly. Play it smart, y'all. That may be changing. So we're talking about right now. Now, 85 to 90% of black women have kids, and 70 to 80% of them are single moms. Do y'all hear that? So Kevin literally brainwashed his followers into believing that about 85 to 90% of black women aren't worthy of real love or marriage and should have sex with just anyone. Why are you saving your body? That's what he brainwashed his followers into believing, that 85 to 90% of black women are not worthy of real love. We're already not being married. We're already being left 78 to 80% of the time as single mothers. Not saying that black men leave their kids' life completely, but it's just being left with in the household with kids alone and having to be their support 24/7. So he convinced all them to devalue. Listen to this. These numbers are real. These numbers are real. He convinced black men to devalue 85 to 90% of black women. So basically, when you leave your child's mother, don't date or marry 85% of black women you have to choose from. Do you hear that? He's telling people, after you don't work out with your baby mama and you out here in these streets, don't date that other man's baby mama, which is 85% of the women you solely have to choose from. Because white women, successful, regular white women don't want to date black men. Only the ones that want to be blackfish and just want to be in a culture, or if they was like raised in the hood, like the average white woman don't want to marry them. So he convinced them to ditch and devalue and degrade 85% of the women, and then don't date them Oh my God. It's so much delusion that I had to write this out. There's no way, because you're not about to have me in cognitive dissonance. I understand what's going on. It does take a lot of brain power to figure out and see the effects of what he did. So what do they have to choose from? If he's telling them to devalue all women, who do they have to choose from? This goes right along with them turning them into incels. Who do you have to choose from if you feel like 85 to 90% of the women that could be on your team, in your life, your lover, your partner, your soulmate, isn't worthy of you? Whew. Let's get into number 3. If you would like to hear my whole podcast on the psychology of Kevin Samuels and what he did to the Black community, you can listen on Anchor or Spotify. The link is below in the description. And make sure you like and subscribe. I might be posting more clips from that podcast. Thanks for listening.